Attention local government leaders, don't miss Fast Track 2025, Victoria's premier councillor leadership forum, happening Friday, May the 2nd. Join us for an intensive day focused on leading with integrity, featuring an exceptional lineup including Melbourne Lord Mayor Nick Rees, Victorian Ombudsman Marlo Barraguareth and IBAC CEO Alison Byrne. Gain valuable insights on conduct, fraud prevention and CEO management while networking with industry peers. Plus, enjoy a special keynote from comedian Anthony Lamo-Learman. Fast Track 2025, equipping you with the tools to serve your community better. Register now at the VLGA website. A letdown for councils in the latest federal budget. A new CEO for Strathbogie. Melbourne's keys to the city process under review. Local residents look for council help to stop high-rise apartments. The exciting new art installation coming to Mildura. A controversial pool ID policy up for review. Calls for a crackdown on illegal vape stores. A council incentive to keep a local butcher shop open. And UK councils on notice from the PM to publish their pothole progress. Good morning, I'm Chris Eddy. It's Wednesday the 26th of March and this is the Local Government News Roundup, your number one source for all that's happening across the local government sector in Australia and beyond. Brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government, with support from Symphony 3, simple, connected customer experiences. Heading today's edition, the Australian Local Government Association says councils across Australia have been let down, with no new local government funding programs announced in last night's federal budget. ALGA President Mayor Matt Burnett says councils are at breaking point after years of providing more services with diminishing resources, while welcoming an additional $172 million for the Roads to Recovery program and $114 million for safer local roads. Mayor Burnett says it's not enough to address what he calls a financial sustainability emergency. ALGA is seeking over $3.5 billion annually for key priorities, including housing infrastructure, community facilities and climate adaptation. Currently, local governments receive just 0.5% of Commonwealth taxation revenue through financial assistance grants, down from 1% in 1996. There's a new CEO incoming for Strathbogie Shire Council, which has appointed experienced local government executive Rachel Quattrocchi to the role. Ms Quattrocchi brings more than 25 years of local government experience, most recently serving as Director of City Services at Manningham Council in Melbourne. Mayor Claire Ewart-Kennedy says Ms Quattrocchi was selected from a competitive field of candidates, citing her proven track record in executive leadership and community service delivery. The incoming CEO, who has family connections to the Strathbogie region, will take up her position on the 5th of May. The Age reports that Melbourne City Council is reviewing its procedures for awarding keys to the city, following some controversy over pop star Robbie Williams receiving the honour earlier this year. The key was presented to Williams at a Federation Square concert in January, making him only the 40th recipient of the rare honour. Several councillors have raised concerns about the decision-making process, with some saying they were only informed about the award via text message on the morning of the presentation. The council will now consider revising its civic recognition policy with a focus on improving transparency and communication. Moonee Valley City Council will this week receive joint letters from residents in North Essendon and Niddrie expressing concerns about the state government's activity centre plan for the area. The draft plan proposed high-rise apartments near the residents' backyards, giving rise to privacy and security concerns. The joint letters call on the council to reject the proposed developments near family homes, as well as maintain existing parking and objection rights. The meeting agenda also includes, for consideration, a council submission to a parliamentary inquiry into the redevelopment of Melbourne's public housing towers, 5 of which are located in Flemington. The submission is supportive overall of improvements to the quality of social housing, but calls for a communication plan and more active on-site engagement to help build trust with residents. Community safety concerns in Melbourne's inner west are set to be addressed through new measures which have received unanimous support from Maribyrnong Council. The Star Weekly reported the move comes as crime statistics reveal a concerning 20% spike in reported offences across Maribyrnong last year, with Footscray seeing an even sharper increase of 26%. Councillor Mohammed Semra, who introduced the motion, said there's a need for a collaborative approach beyond just law enforcement. The council will now develop a comprehensive safety and wellbeing action plan, working alongside police, community groups and other levels of government. Brimbank Council has announced plans to tackle illegal rubbish dumping through a comprehensive action plan that will include tighter controls, stronger deterrence and enforcement measures. The initiative will also feature community-wide education programs to help residents dispose of waste responsibly. Mayor Tai Dang said the issue has become an urgent priority for the council and that it's hurting the environment and costing ratepayers. And Greater Dandenong Council is increasing its sustainability workforce, according to the Star Journal, to improve its environmental reporting. It plans to add more staff to its current team of 5 sustainability members in its upcoming budget. Local environmental groups argue that more resources are needed to match other councils' climate action efforts. Now to an exciting development in the northwest of the state. The Mildura Arts Centre is shining a spotlight on internationally acclaimed artist Bruce Munro, with his exhibition Time and Place open currently, coming ahead of the highly anticipated Trail of Lights installation set to illuminate Lock Island next month. And that's not all. The region is set for a double helping of Munro's signature light installations this year, as Mildura Mayor Helen Healy explains.
Bruce Munro is a UK public artist, installation artist, and he has built these art installation light projects all over the world. I guess the most famous one he's done in Australia is Field of Lights out at Uluru. Yeah. But we are now the only place in the world that has 2 in close proximity. So we have one that's just opened in Mildura on an island that's 10 minutes walk from the CBD called Lock Island. And by the end of the year, we will have another one across the river in Wentworth, and it'll be quite different. It'll be people standing up on a viewing platform looking down on this beautiful field where the lights move and change in time with a specially composed piece of music.
Mayor Healy expects the installations to bring a significant increase in tourism to the Sunraysia region.
It's a big investment for us all. So, of course, when we did our feasibility studies on this, we looked at the economic input in other areas, particularly Australia, and most particularly one in Western Australia, in Bunbury. And if we get anywhere near the statistics in the visitation area and the overnight stays, we will be very, very happy.
It's time to plan your trip to Mildura. The new spectacle launches on Friday the 4th of April. You can book tickets now by heading to mildura.com/lights. More news in brief. Bass Coast Shire Council's Burn and Eat Cultural and Community Centre in Cowes has not yet achieved Passive House certification despite multiple attempts. The South Gippsland Sentinel-Times reports that over $2 million in additional costs have been incurred by contractor McCorkle Construction, and Council CEO Greg Box confirmed at a meeting last week that work to achieve the certification is ongoing. St Kilda Football Club has extended its partnership with Greater Dandenong Council, continuing collaborative efforts since 2022 to promote health, wellbeing and participation in Australian rules football through various community programs. Hume City has welcomed a federal and state government funding commitment of $125 million for the upgrade of Donnybrook Road to support the growing communities of Mickleham and Calcallo. And Nillumbik Shire's Small Business Week is back in May for the 3rd year. The council is offering a program of free workshops and events to inspire and empower small business across the Shire from the 26th to the 30th of May. You're listening to the Local Government News Roundup for Wednesday the 26th of March. It's the last of our regular episodes for a few weeks until after the Easter and Anzac Day break. But there'll be a new series of the Well-Travelled Executive series coming up for you over the next few weeks. Look out for those episodes. The podcast is brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government. A new episode of VLGA Connect coming your way on Friday, and Fast Track, the flagship councillor leadership development program, is in readiness for Friday the 2nd of May, and you can book your tickets now by heading to the VLGA website. And thanks also to Symphony 3 for their support for the podcast. Talk to them about Smart Glue. a platform that integrates over 55 council systems, automating data flow without the need for manual work, turning confusion into simplicity. Symphony 3. Simple, connected, customer experiences. Now for the New South Wales report, and a controversial ID policy at Cumberland Council swimming pools could soon be revised. The measure, which requires swimmers to show photo ID before entering council pools in Granville, Merrylands and Wentworthville, was introduced last year to combat crime at the facilities. Now, according to the Daily Telegraph, 2 local councillors are pushing to abolish the requirement after numerous complaints from residents, including an incident where an 85-year-old woman was denied entry to her water aerobics class. The policy aimed to address security concerns that previously cost ratepayers over $160,000. Council officials warn its removal could lead to increased security costs and safety risks. The matter will be decided at today's council meeting, along with a motion calling for the removal of 50 racism not welcome signs from telegraph poles, following concerns raised by councillors who believe moral messages shouldn't be displayed on public infrastructure. The Sydney Morning Herald reports a planned $70,000 Strathfield Council trip to South Korea has been dramatically scaled back following public scrutiny. The council had initially approved a delegation to attend a sports festival in their sister city of Gapyong County this May. Mayor John Paul Bellardi has announced that he'll now fund his own travel and is urging other councillors to do the same or use their existing travel allowances. Previous visits to Gapyong County were notably more modest, with a 2022 delegation costing just under $10,000. Concerns over health impacts and lost tax revenue have prompted a push by Tamworth Council for federal government intervention to crack down on illegal cigarette and vape stores in regional areas. The Northern Daily Leader reported the council was last night considering a motion to be presented at the upcoming National General Assembly, seeking immediate investigation and action against retailers selling illegal foreign products. Some councillors are concerned that the issue, with its links to organised crime, is having detrimental effects on both public health and legitimate businesses that support local community groups. A state government decision to sell 2.3 hectares of land that was under investigation for a future east-west rail link corridor has been criticised by Fairfield City Council Mayor Frank Carbone. He's told the Daily Telegraph it's an abandonment of hopes for better public transport west of Parramatta. The controversy follows Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's $1 billion rail connection pledge between Bradfield Aerotropolis, Leppington and Macarthur, which has been criticised by some as bypassing significant population centres. In other New South Wales news this week, Coffs Harbour Council has decided to support community initiatives for shark bite response kits on local beaches while working with the New South Wales Government's comprehensive shark management program. Port Stephens Council's 6-month progress report to December highlights significant achievements, including over 511,000 beach visits, $14.7 million in transport infrastructure repairs, and maintaining the fastest DA approval time frame in the Hunter region. And Wollongong City Council has approved easements for 4 new community battery sites as part of a broader initiative to install 22 batteries across the Illawarra region, supporting their net zero emissions target by 2050. And here are some more New South Wales briefs. Inner West Council has voted to eliminate childcare waitlist fees from all early childhood services, including preschools, early learning centres and family daycare, with the change taking effect in July. Port Macquarie Hastings Council is reviewing sports field fees to ensure fair access and sustainable maintenance, engaging with local sporting groups through multiple sessions since January. Lismore City Council's LEAP program, supported by New South Wales Government funding, is creating employment opportunities through funded traineeships and apprenticeships across various council roles. 6 new positions have been secured in round 1 of the Fresh Start initiative. And Kiama Council is expanding its weekly water quality monitoring program through Beach Watch to cover all 7 patrolled swimming beaches plus the Minamurra River entrance, with monitoring conducted during swim season from October to April. The expansion is part of the Council's coastal management program and aims to monitor water quality that can be affected by stormwater, sewage overflows and rural-urban runoff. More news from around the nation now. Division 6 Councillor Julie Talty has been re-elected as Deputy Mayor of Redland City Council in Queensland at a general meeting last week. Mayor Jos Mitchell praised Councillor Talty's 3 terms of experience as councillor, while Councillor Talty expressed her commitment to helping the city recover from the recent cyclone and continuing to serve the community's needs. Hundreds of Bundaberg Regional Council workers are reportedly considering industrial action after receiving a wage offer of 3% annual increases over 3 years. The Services Union has expressed dissatisfaction with both the council's restructuring decisions and the subsequent wage proposal, with union representative Tom Rivers telling the Courier Mail that negotiations appear to have reached an impasse. Gladstone Region Mayor Matt Burnett has achieved a significant milestone of 25 years in local government service, beginning with his appointment to Gladstone City Council in 2000 and progressing through various roles, including Chairman of Technical Services, Deputy Mayor and eventually becoming Mayor in 2016. Mayor Burnett is also the President of both the Local Government Association of Queensland and the Australian Local Government Association. The Tasmanian government is seeking public feedback until March 28 on proposed changes to local government election laws, including clarification of voting eligibility and improved public information during elections. The consultation is part of the government's Local Government Priority Reform program and will lead to a new local government electoral bill being introduced to Parliament later this year. The Clarence City Heart Plan has received strong community support, with 72.3% of respondents backing the vision to revitalise the Clarence CBD into a vibrant city centre. Mayor Brendan Blomley said over 400 submissions have led to key modifications, including the removal of housing plans for Charles Hand Park, and it's highlighted community priorities such as improved facilities, better transport options and recognition of Aboriginal heritage. South Australia's Kingston District Council has completed a strategic rating review and is now seeking feedback on a consultation paper and the use of rate capping to phase in a change to the basis of rating. The council is considering a transition from a minimum rate to a fixed charge with a separate rate for Cape Jaffa Anchorage Marina maintenance. Submissions are invited by the 17th of April. Coorong District Council has received a positive financial sustainability assessment from ESCOSA, with the regulatory body finding the council to be mostly sustainable due to its robust asset management and long-term financial planning. The council said it's been advised to maintain its focus on existing asset maintenance and renewal while continuing regular financial reviews, with Mayor Paul Simmons welcoming the findings as validation of the council's recent hard work. In news out of the Northern Territory, former school principal Dr Gavin Morris has resigned from Alice Springs Town Council, effective immediately, following charges of alleged physical assaults against multiple children aged 8 to 13 on school grounds in 2023. Dr Morris has pleaded not guilty and is currently staying in Queensland under bail conditions, according to ABC News. He was elected to the council in 2022 and has been attending council meetings via video link since his arrest. No by-election will be held as it is within 6 months of the next round of council elections. From Western Australia, a country town there is taking an innovative approach to keeping its main street alive. The Shire of Pingelly, located 150 kilometres southeast of Perth, is offering a $20,000 incentive to anyone willing to take over a local butcher shop. ABC News reported the current owners, Morris and Sandra Gate, are stepping down after nearly 3 decades. Shire CEO Andrew Dover says maintaining an active main street is crucial for the town's vitality. The successful buyer must keep the shop open weekdays and Saturday mornings, with the incentive to be repaid if the business closes within 2 years. And the City of Cockburn has signalled an intent to increase funding for fox control in its upcoming budget, an increase from $20,000 to $50,000, plus a contribution to a West Metropolitan Alliance project, is in response to a motion carried at the annual electors' meeting in January, calling for more protection for native wildlife from foxes. More council news briefs for you now. The City of Melville has received over $500,000 for renewable energy generation from the federal government. The funding will feed 4 important energy-saving projects, including solar PV arrays, building management systems and the replacement of irrigation pumps with more energy-efficient systems. The City of Mount Gambier is seeking expressions of interest from e-scooter operators to conduct a 12-month trial of a public e-scooter fleet, with applications closing on the 17th of April. And Western Downs Regional Council has completed its annual Regional Road Reseal program, investing $3.4 million to repair and renew bitumen roads across Queensland's largest road network. The program applied over 1.48 million litres of bitumen, incorporating 188,000 kilograms of recycled rubber, equivalent to 24,200 car tyres, across 620,000 square metres of road surface. Turning now to some stories of interest from other parts of the world to round out this episode. In the UK, the government will require councils to publish their progress on road repairs or risk losing funding as it invests £1.6 billion to tackle potholes alongside a £4.8 billion investment for national highways. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer said there will be new requirements for councils to demonstrate effective spending, community engagement and maintenance planning. The moves have reportedly received strong support from various transport and business organisations. There's tension in Newcastle mounting over the celebration plans for Newcastle United's historic Carabao Cup victory, its first domestic trophy in 70 years. The City Council has released a statement addressing rumours that they blocked plans for a traditional open-top bus parade through the city centre. Council leader Karen Kilgar strongly denies the claims, stating they haven't rejected any parade proposals. However, with expected crowds potentially making this one of the city's largest ever events, safety concerns remain paramount. The MAG reported the situation has sparked debate among supporters, with a recent poll showing overwhelming fan preference for a traditional victory parade over the proposed Town Moor event. The Council has pledged to continue working with all partners to ensure a spectacular event worthy of the historic occasion. In Italy, the picturesque Tuscan beach town of Orbetello is facing an unusual crisis as swarms of midges force residents indoors. The Associated Press reported that the tiny insects have invaded the coastal community in unprecedented numbers, prompting local authorities to allocate over €300,000 for emergency measures. They've also created a permanent commission to oversee the situation and are working with key trade associations to develop response plans. Local fishermen attribute the invasion to a mass die-off of young fish in 2024, which would normally feed on midge larvae. The situation has become so severe that residents have launched a petition calling for regional intervention, comparing their current confinement to early COVID lockdowns. In the US, the battle over public funds in Everett, Massachusetts is heating up as the City Council takes aim at Mayor Carlo DeMaria's legal expenses now. WBGH News reported on a resolution passed Monday in which councillors demanded the mayor stop using taxpayer money to fight a state Inspector General's report that found he received $180,000 in improper bonus payments. City Councillor Stephanie Smith, who chairs the Finance Committee, called the use of public funds to dispute the findings a misuse of public resources. The city has already begun paying legal fees, with one law firm charging nearly $7,500 for a single council meeting appearance. The council has given Mayor DeMaria 7 days to respond to its demand. Auckland's Mayor Wayne Brown has strongly criticised his council's independent commissioners for rejecting a proposed $100 million mass timber tower project, describing their decision as mad, bizarre and foolish. The 11-storey building was rejected due to concerns about its size and impact on the surrounding area's heritage values, despite its environmentally friendly design targeting a 6-star Green Star rating. Woodcentral.com.au reported that the developer is appealing to the Environmental Court, and the Resource Management Act Minister Chris Bishop has called the decision indefensible. And Northland Regional Council is implementing an upgraded tsunami siren network with over 90 outdoor sirens covering 97% of the previously served area and featuring remote monitoring capabilities and voice warning messages. The first test of the new sirens will occur on Sunday the 6th of April after the end of daylight saving, marking the transition from the old system. You've been listening to the Local Government News Roundup, edition number 444, recorded on the morning of Wednesday, the 26th of March 2025. It's our last edition for a few weeks. A new season of the Well-Travelled Executive Series comes your way over the next few weeks, and we'll be back with regular episodes after the Easter and Anzac Day break. If you have comments or feedback and story tips, you can email us at lgweeklynews@gmail.com. You can find all the details on this episode, including story links, at lgnewsroundup.com. The Roundup is brought to you by the Victorian Local Governance Association, the national broadcaster on all things local government, with support from Symphony 3, simple, connected customer experiences. Our podcast is recorded in the city of Greater Geelong, Victoria, on the land of the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation. Until next time, thanks for listening and bye for now. I'm thrilled to welcome Symphony 3 to the Local Government News Roundup family. If you're a local council, you know how challenging it can be to manage data across all your different systems. That's where Symphony 3 comes in. They've developed Smart Glue, a platform that integrates over 55 council systems, automating data flow without the need for manual work. It turns confusion into simplicity. With Smart Glue, councils save time, reduce errors and empower staff to focus on what really matters. Their clients see a real difference, up to 20% boost in productivity, with savings of over $30,000 per integration every year. Symphony 3 helps councils work smarter, faster and more efficiently, all while better supporting the communities they serve.